I'm going to take another review on negation. So just to recap, because after this we'll be taking a basic quiz and we need to be in a position to answer the questions. Uh, so basically, I think we have seen about maybe 6 to 7 rules. So the first one was how to negate an affirmative statement. So we do that by first identifying the verb and then adding a no before that, or we precede the verb with no, right? So for instance, ella habla inglés, right? Like she speaks English. So in order to negate, we first identify the verb. So in this case it's habla, it speaks, right? And then we add a no before that. So ella no habla inglés. Ella no habla inglés. So that is rule number 1. Rule number 2 is talking about how to respond to a question in a negative way or a negative manner, right? How to respond to a question, how to answer a question negatively. So, for instance, ¿habla ustedes español? Do you speak Spanish? So here, we use two negations. So the first one is answering the question, and that is no, right? One word answer. And the second one is we are giving some context to the answer. So no, and then again another no. So no, no hablo, and this follows rule number 1, where we add a no before the verb, right? So no hablo español. So no, I don't speak Spanish. And we can look at one more. Siempre estudias? Do you study always? Or do you always study? And again, we're giving one no, right? And then we are so first we answer the question no, and then we give some context to it. So say, and then we try to identify the verb, right? So here it is estudias. So no, nunca estudio, right? Nunca estudia. So here we are trying to look for antonyms or opposites. So like opposite of algo is nada, alguien is nadie, alguno is ninguno, siempre is nunca, right? También, tampoco, también opposite is tampoco, right? So and the next rule is that this is also again another example that negative words can also be used alone preceding the verb, like nadie habla, él nunca come, Alfredo tampoco baila, right? And negative words can also be used with the word no, right? So no nadie, no habla nadie. Uh, and él no come nunca. Alfredo no baila tampoco, right? And then we can use 3 negatives like no compro nada nunca, and never buy anything, right? And you can use 4 negatives. Yo no veo nunca a nadie tampoco. I never see anybody either, right? And you can also use so in English you can mix negative and affirmative words, whereas in Spanish it has to be all negative, right? You cannot mix negative and affirmative words, right? So Maria doesn't need anything. It's in English, and you can notice that doesn't is negative, anything is positive. But in Spanish, what are you going to do? Or in Espanol, Maria no necesita nada, right? Nada is nothing. No necesita, nada. So we're giving two negations. And now we're talking about alguno and ninguno. So we drop an O when we use it before a masculine singular noun. Like libro is masculine and singular. So tienes algún libro? No, no tengo ningún libro. So notice that we dropped an O, right? And here we're talking about ninguno and ninguna, generally used in singular. So tienes algunas revistas? No, no tengo ninguna. And tienes algunos libros? No, no tengo ninguno. Right? You're negating it. And revistas is, feminine, so that's why we're using the feminine form here, ninguna, and libros is obviously positive, and we're using um, the is masculine is what I meant, and therefore we're using ninguno, right? So the plural form of ninguno, which is ningunos and ningunas, is used only when the noun it modifies exists only in plural, right? So libros and revistas, they have a singular form. So libro has libro, libros has the singular form as libro. So that's why even though this is plural, we're not using the plural form of ninguno or ninguna for that matter, right? But for some cases, uh, we would have to use the plural form ninguno or ninguna when the noun that it's modifying only exists in plural form, like vacaciones or vacaciones in Spanish, in Spain. So, ningunas vacaciones. So this vacaciones doesn't exist normally in a singular form. So in those cases we use the plural of ninguno. So in terms of if it's masculine, it's ningunos. In feminine would be ningunas, right? So ningunas vacaciones Alaska son completas en una excursión en Mount McKinley. So no vacation to Alaska is complete without a trip to Mount McKinley. So in this example, ningunas is used because vacaciones is normally used in the plural form, right? So I have summarized the rules in the description of this video, so feel free to go to the description and see the rules. So in the next video, we're gonna take the basic quiz. All right.